Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Raikou. Raikou actually is probably one of my favourite Pokemon. It has amazing special attack and speed at base 115 each. It has base 100 in its special defense, base 75 in defense, which is a little bit low, and it has base 90 in its HP, so it can actually work really nicely as a specially defensive mon. Now, a set that I have used prior, but I've not used in this generation, it's been the Sleep Talk set with Thunderbolt and Toxic. A bit of a staller set, but it can work quite nicely. Max HP and max special defense. I've not put it in here, but that is just the quick rundown of the set. Before we get started, I've got 5 sets today. If you scroll down, click the like button and also the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it. Right, first set we've got is a Choice Spec set. Now this could be Choice Specs or Choice Scarf, it's up to you what you want to run here. We've got Inner Focus as our ability, and we have the choice of 2 abilities, either Pressure or Inner Focus. Inner Focus is 100% better, at least in my opinion. I would say the chance of being flinched is much higher than the chance of lowering down PP on a Pokemon, and also the immunity to Intimidate. Whilst it doesn't matter here, it will matter on a later set. Excuse me, that was a really big noise. It just came from my throat. Right, so on here, Thunderbolt, powerful electric type attack, boosted by stab. You could always go for something like Thunder if you wanted to, but you've got the accuracy there, problems potentially, so just be considerate of that. Aura Sphere, which is a powerful fighter type attack, it hits things like, trying to think what types, normal types and dark types, super effective damage. Even rock types as well, which sometimes rock types are combined with ground types, which is the one type you're weak to. Scold, which is super effective against ground types and has a 30% chance to burn the opposing Pokemon. And finally, Volt Switch as well. Now, Volt Switch you can get locked into. Obviously, if you've just come in and you Volt Switch out, you can sometimes get the upward momentum. And if you've had your Choice Specs knocked off as well, because knockoff is still a little bit more common than it has been. Well, no, sorry, not a little bit more common, but it is still kind of common, especially more in like the draft kind of format. But we've got Volt Switch there as an option for you to get out of there if you need to get out of there. EV's got max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now, you could always go for the modest nature here if you wanted to, so more special attack, less attack. I would recommend doing that if you're doing a Choice Scarf. But not necessarily if you're doing a Choice Specs. I think normally with Choice Scarf or Choice Specs you want to put the plus speed nature in the opposite one, just because I find that works slightly better. But obviously you can choose what you want to do. Moving on to the second Raikou, we have got a bit more of kind of a supportive in a way Raikou. So on here we've got Leftovers, allowing for us to heal ourselves up each turn because you will take damage in this set. I've kept the ability as Pressure there just because you want to see that Pressure is an option, but typically Inner Focus will work better. Thunder Wave to allow you to paralyze the opposing Pokemon, and this will cause their speed to halve, as well as have the opportunity to have them fully paralyzed. You've also got Thunderbolt, Strong Stab, Electric type attack. Carmine to start setting up your special attack and your special defense. If you can get that raised up, that obviously means you're going to do a lot more damage to different Pokemon, along with having the combination of halving the the speed, halving the speed using Thunder Wave means that you might be able to outspeed them as well. And then finally Scold, which is a powerful water type attack. Again, mostly there for the ground types because why not have that coverage there for your one weakness. EV's got max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I think the max HP works slightly better here than having this invested into speed, but it's up to you what you decide to run in this case. I think having the max HP and having the Thunder Wave combination can work quite nicely because with your natural speed, you should be able to outspeed the majority of Pokemon that have been Thunder Waved. Moving on to the third Raikou, now this is the first of 3 Dynamax sets. We have got on here the Electric Seed, and we've also got a, obviously option to Dynamax. So we've got Rising Voltage, which is a good electric type attack, but it doubles its power in an electric terrain. I think it's double, yeah, 2 times power if grounded in electric terrain. So if the target's grounded, which the majority of them are, you can combine it with Gravity, which could work quite nicely, but Rising Voltage, when your Dynamax turns to Max Lightning, you set up the electric terrain, the electric seed pops off, so you get a +1 in your defense. I think it's defense. Yeah, +1 in your defense, meaning that you should be able to live a few more hits, because as I said, your defense is a little bit lackluster. But you could always go for the terrain extender to extend it from 5 turns to 8 turns if you wanted to. It's definitely an option for you to run. Scold, again there for the coverage and also the ability to set up the rain also. You've got extra sensory, which is a powerful psychic type attack. If you need to set up psychic terrain for any reason, so to stop any priority moves from happening, then you can go for that. And finally, I'll put Charge Beam on here. I just thought because we haven't really got the opportunity to raise up our special attack stat, the Charge Beam can work quite nicely there to allow you to get potentially +1, +2, +3 in your stat, obviously when you're out of Dynamax. EV's gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. So the idea here, Dynamax, set up the electric terrain, and then just go ham with the rising voltage, or the Charge Beam if you need to. You can always Charge Beam beforehand, and then Dynamax afterwards if you want to make sure that you've got those 8 turns or 5 turns of the electric terrain. Obviously, it's up to you what you do for that, and you do need to pay attention to the rules. For example, if you're in a draft format that you have to Dynamax on the first turn, then make sure you do that. Moving on to the second Raikou, we have got a Damp Rock here. Again, pressure, could go for Inner Focus. I'd probably recommend go for Inner Focus. But we've got the Damp Rock here, which combines nicely with the Scold when you Dynamax, because it sets up the rain using Max Geyser. So Max Geyser sets up the rain. That Damp Rock extends that rain from 5 turns to 8 turns, meaning that when you are out of Dynamax, your Thunder is going to do going to be 100% accurate, and obviously it's a very powerful electric type attack boosted by Stab, meaning it's going to hit pretty darn hard. Scold, even when out of Dynamax, is usable as well. We've got Shadow Ball, which is a powerful ghost type attack. It just hits a few different Pokemon, and it was just there as another coverage move that you could potentially have and just want to show off another move. And finally, Mud Slap. Now, Mud Slap isn't going to be doing too much to you, but if you want to raise up your special defense stat, you can always use that when you're Dynamaxed through Max Quake. EVs, max special attack, max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I really like the set. I think you just really need to set up the rain and have the Thunder there, and that would work really nicely for you. You can possibly Baton Pass on like a Nasty Plot or something onto the Raikou. It would be pretty cool. And finally, this one's a bit more of a gimmicky one because you've only got 85 base attack, which is pretty low, but I've got the Choice Band combined with a Dynamax set. Now, if you didn't know, Band, or any choice item, is not activated when you are Dynamax, which means that you can choose whatever move you want. And we've got on here Rock Smash, which turns to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stat. You've got Iron Head, which turns to Max Steel Spike, increasing up your defense stat. And you've got Bulldoze, turning to Max Quake, increasing up your special defense stat. So your 3 kind of main stats there being increased up. Obviously, I'd recommend focusing maybe on 2 Max Knuckles and 1 Max Steel Spike, but you can always go for the Max Charge as well. And finally, I've gone for Wild Charge on here. Wild Charge is a powerful electric type attack, boosted by Stab, and can hit really hard. You do take recoil damage there, though, so do be cautious of using it. EVs, max attack, max speed with a Jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I think I'd recommend going Jolly here because you're raising up your attack stat and not your speed stat in this scenario, but that is up to you. And 100% Inner Focus is the one that you want to use here because Intimidate can be a thing, and it's actually quite a common thing, so you don't want your attack being lowered when it's already a little bit fragile. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.